By the end of this video, you're going to be able to create this sports poster design on Adobe Photoshop. If you're just open up Adobe Photoshop, go to File, New, and then copy these exact settings. This is what I use for a majority of my graphics. I hit Create, and then it creates a white canvas. Now hit the rectangle button, and then click and drag across your canvas. To change the color from black to something else, hit Fill, and then hit the color wheel. And now you can select from the gradient of colors, and then press OK when you got the color that you want. Now we're going to add some texture in the background. So go to Google and type in paper grunge. And now this is what people don't tell you. So go to images, now hit tools and then hit size, and we're going to select large. This gives you the highest quality of texture when you import it into your Photoshop canvas. Click and drag the paper onto your graphic design so it fills your whole graphic. Next, we're going to change the blend mode to screen. So we're going to go to our layers panel. We're going to hit the drop down button, and then we're going to find the word screen. And you can see it looks a lot better than a plain orange background. All right, now that we've done that, let's import the picture of the Texas football stadium. Obviously, you can use whatever you want. You can use a basketball stadium, football stadium, soccer stadium. It doesn't matter as long as it's on the bottom portion of your graphic. Now hit the quick selection tool and then hit select subject. This is going to allow Photoshop to select whatever it wants, and then you may have to go in and make a manual selection of the stadium. With the selection made, hit the layer mask button to cut out the sky. Now what you can see with my stadium is on the right side, it's darker than the left side. And it's because of where the sun was at when this picture was taken. So what you can do is add a brightness and contrast layer, right click and go to create clipping mask, and you're going to clip it to the stadium. Now press Command I to invert the mask, hit the paintbrush tool, and make sure you're selecting the white to paint on. Now increase the brightness, and then you'll have to make sure that your flow on the top of your screen is set to 100%. And so now when you click and you paint on your stadium, it makes it a little bit more bright. This is a little detail, but you will see why at the end of the video why this is so important. You can see the before and after, how much of a difference it really makes. All right, let's import the pictures of our players. You can see when I imported this first picture, it was in the clipping mask. So I right clicked and I went to release clipping mask. And now I'm good to go. I'm going to import the other pictures of the mascot as well as the head coach. And then from here, we're going to want to remove all of the backgrounds of the 4 people that we just imported. This process is really simple. Click on your photo and then hit remove background. And Photoshop has made it really easy to get rid of the backgrounds on your photos. Now this is really important. You can see your 4 pictures are all in front of the stadium, and we want to put them behind the stadium. In order to do that, let's first put them into a group. You can do that by selecting your first subject, holding shift, and then selecting the last subject, and then hitting the folder button on your layers panel. Now you can click and drag this folder so that it appears below your stadium layer. Next, let's head into Camera Raw Filter, and we're going to adjust the color of our Texas jerseys. You can see that our background is a different shade of orange than our jerseys. This is a form of color correction. Everyone talks about it, and this is my way of doing it within Camera Raw Filter. You can see I just adjust the red primary, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of sharpening. I don't have to add a lot of clarity or texture to this photo because it was already a really good photo. A little shortcut for you guys, if you have 2 pictures that were taken in the same location, you can just go up to Filter and hit Camera Raw Filter, and it will do those exact same changes on red primary to your other picture. You're going to want to now import a picture of a player that can stand on top of your stadium. So for me, I'm going to use this picture of Arch Manning. I'm going to cut out the background by using the remove background tool on Photoshop. And now you can see the oranges aren't quite the same. So I'm going to go into Camera Raw Filter, and I'm going to make those same color corrections that I did with my original photos. So go into red primary or whatever color that your jersey is. So if it's a green jersey or blue jersey, you can see the options below, green primary as well as blue primary. Once you've made those changes, hit OK, and now it's time to add shadows. In order to do this, create a new layer and then drag it below your player layer. Hit the paintbrush tool and make sure you're painting on with black. Some of the common mistakes with shadows is people use 100% hardness. So for example, if I increase my hardness to 100% and I paint, it doesn't really look like a shadow. But if it goes down to 0%, it gives you a nice soft brush and you can just paint in a little bit. And then once you reduce the opacity, it looks like a real shadow. I keep my shadows to around 20%, 20 to 30%. and it looks pretty good in my opinion. And you can do this for both legs as well as a body shadow. The body shadow needs to be a little bit less of a shadow because it is further away. So what you can do is you can reduce the flow amount. You can paint right underneath your player, and then your opacity can be set around 15 to 20%, and you can see it creates a nice light shadow underneath your subject. You can see the before and the after of our shadows. All right, now let's work a little bit on our background layer. So I'm going to import a picture of Peyton Manning, and I'm going to drag that layer all the way down below my other player layers so that it's all the way in the background. Once I have that, I'm going to change the blend mode to lighten color. Once you have that in the background, you're going to go up to Image Adjustments, and we're going to change the background color of our picture to black and white. We're going to import another picture of Arch Manning into the background here, and we're going to do the exact same process. Okay, so drag it into your photo. We're going to switch it to lighten color to get that same exact look. And then we're going to go up to Image Adjustments and then find black and white to change it to a black and white photo. All right, this is where this graphic gets really good. Import a picture of a logo. Okay, I'm going to use a Nike sign, but you guys can use a picture of your school's logo or really anything you want in the front of your graphic. Okay, if you want to change the color of your Nike sign here, all you have to do is make a solid color layer, press OK, and then you're going to create a clipping mask and then clip it to that Nike sign. But again, if you're using your school's logo, you probably don't have to do that step right there. But you do have to do this. Duplicate your logo, all right? Bring it to the very top of your layers panel, and then go into the Effects tab, hit Stroke, and you're going to add a small stroke to your school's logo or your Nike sign or whatever you're doing, all right? I'm going to leave the stroke to around 4, and I'm going to hit OK. Next, you'll want to decrease the fill amount of your logo, and then this will allow you to have a small outline around your logo. Now, when you hit the arrow keys up or down, whatever you want, you can see it creates a little bit of separation from your original logo layer. Let's now add some text. Hit the text button and then type in whatever you want. I'm going to use Arch Manning's name, but again, you can make this a game day graphic. Instead of Manning, you can say game day all across your graphic. But for the purposes of my design, I'm just going to have it say Arch Manning. In order to change the color, all you have to do is click your text and then hit color on the right hand side here, and then I can just select whatever color that I want. Now, if you look at my final result, I have this cool text effect on the words Manning, and it can be done by adding a drop shadow within your Effects tab, as well as a gradient overlay. You want to copy these exact settings to get this fading to a darker color on your text. It looks really good, and I promise you, you guys should use it as well. The other thing I'm going to do is add a drop shadow to the words Arch, as well as I'm going to add these rectangles. These are totally optional, but I like the way they look. This next part will take your graphic to a whole different level. Press Shift, Alt, Command, and E to create one layer of your entire graphic. Okay, now go up to Filter, and we're going to go into Camera Raw Filter. This is something that I haven't told you guys about before, so please pay attention. This is the Presets tab, okay? You're going to want to select whatever color that your graphic is primarily. So for my example, my primary color of Texas is orange, so I'm going to select this orange filter. The other thing that I like to add is this Cinematic 12, okay? This is going to create a very bright color within your graphic design. Again, you can adjust this slider right here if you want more of a bright color or less of the bright color, okay? Pretty simple. The last filter I like is FT09, okay? And then again, I like to increase it a little bit, but you can see by just doing that, your graphic already looks a little bit better. But for me, it just looks a little bit too unrealistic. So I'm gonna create a layer mask. I'm gonna press Command I, and I'm going to paint in where I believe the best areas are for a little bit more brightness and a little bit more color. And you can see what it does is it creates a little bit of a gradient where you have a little bit of a darker color orange and a little bit of a lighter color orange. And it is great for graphic designs. The last part of my design is I'm going to add a solid color layer. I'm going to press OK. And then I'm going to drag that layer that we just created to the very top. And then I'm going to resize it so that it has a white outline all around it. Again, this is a totally optional thing, but I do think it looks good for this graphic design. And with that, you've finished creating your poster design. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.